We move through our days navigating the world as distinct entities. We see ourselves as doers, individuals who make choices and act upon an environment that exists entirely outside of us. This creates a persistent tension. If reality is truly a unified whole, why do our senses only report back fragmented pieces? Why is our baseline experience one of isolation rather than connection? Modern science observes a phenomenon that echoes this ancient inquiry. In the quantum realm, the observer effect shows that a particle's state changes depending on whether it is being watched. As seen in this unified field, the nodes warp and react to the observer point, suggesting that at the most basic level, the division between the person watching and the thing being watched is not as clear as it seems. This suggests that the universe isn't actually broken into separate parts. Instead, our human perception uses specific patterns to filter reality, creating a persistent illusion of fragmentation. When we mistake these filters for reality, we become an audience member watching a distant dance. We forget that we are, in fact, an inseparable part of the dancer. The concept of Purnamada, or the whole, offers a framework for this connection. It proposes that the invisible source of everything and the visible physical world we see are made of the exact same substance. We can see this mechanic of illusion in a simple spinning fan. As the blades accelerate rapidly, our eyes stop seeing individual parts and instead perceive a single, solid, impenetrable disk. Human biology operates under a similar veil. Your body appears solid, yet atoms are mostly empty space, and the physical matter of your cells is comprised of vibrating energy. When we look at the world through the lens of flowing frequencies, where thought, matter, and energy are indistinguishable, the idea of a hard physical boundary between objects becomes impossible to maintain. Following this logic, the physical world reveals itself as a single, continuous, indivisible entity. To move from theory to action, we look to Brahmarpanam. This is the practical mechanism that takes the abstract idea of wholeness and applies it to everyday life. Ancient traditions visualized this through the image of a sacred offering, a person taking food and placing it into a burning fire. The hands, food, and fire look like separate things, but as boundaries dissolve, we see the same energy in different forms. This closed-loop system pulses rhythmically. With every breath or meal, we participate in an exchange where the universe cycles energy through itself. Most of the time, we perform these acts as a matter of routine survival. However, adding conscious awareness to the process changes the experience, giving mundane tasks like working or even eating the quality of an active meditation. At this level of awareness, you realize you aren't an individual offering something to the universe. You are the universe offering itself to itself. Living in this state of wholeness doesn't mean leaving the world behind. You don't have to renounce your responsibilities or seek out isolation. The shift is internal. You continue to act and fulfill your duties, but you stop claiming personal ownership over the results. The actions continue, but the ego that claims to be the actor fades away. Like a wave folding seamlessly back into the ocean, this state allows for a frictionless existence. Giving and receiving happen as part of a natural flow, without a separate self to create resistance. This is the cycle of a life understood through wholeness. You arise from the whole, you act within it, and you eventually dissolve back into it, leaving the source entirely untouched. Without the illusion of the separate actor, the universe stops being an object to be feared or possessed. It becomes the infinite recognizing itself through your experience. Let's See Thru by Veerinder, Soni.